All right. Hold on one second. Here we go. Facebook Live. Here we go. Welcome to Let's Talk with Baduske. How's everybody doing? October 8th, 2019. As you can see on Facebook Live, I have a very special guest in the house. My cousin, my blood, Jennifer. And how do you say your last name again?
Emperador.
Emperador. I always get it wrong. Hold on one second here. I always do this. Something always happens like seconds before the show, so it's just way of live TV, live radio. It just always messes up like that. But thank you for coming. Welcome to the show. I started with the OST. It was all about sports. The OST show was all about sports. But I went and changed the whole format. I was like, I want to change everything. I have so much to say, not just about sports, but about with, pretty much everything in general. So I went and started this show, and this show is different in a sense of like total freedom. Like I told you before we went on air, don't worry about anything. You can say whatever you want to whoever you want about anything you want. Don't how should I say this? Don't worry. Oops, I just shared it to myself. I wasn't trying to do that. I was trying to share it to your page here.
Hey, you can do what you can. I'll try to see what's going on with my friends over if they're listening.
I'm trying to share it to your page, but for some reason, I'm not very computer savvy. Yeah. I just put share now. I have two of these things up on my Facebook for some reason. More options. Can I share it too? No.
Yeah. But I'll try. I'll share your thing onto me.
I'll find out. See, the computer always takes a while for it to actually load, so I can't even see people's comments right now. That's why I always have my phone out because people will leave comments and stuff. But once I get it going, we'll do good. So today, I brought you on the show because, first of all, your family, and I love you, and I wanted you here. You were at the place of your business on my fantastic birthday party that my sister hosted for me. Thank you, Betha. I love you very much, and Rudy. But I said I wanted some family on the show because I want them to experience this. This isn't something that, anybody can do it. Buy the microphone, hook yourself up, and go ahead and do the show. But not everybody does. And I know you. I know you have a lot to say.
Yes, I do.
And I figured this is a good time because that new Joker movie came out. It's Halloween season. We could talk about our favorite horror movies. And I want to know more about this Joker movie. But we're live on Facebook. We'll get to that. Spreaker.com/Let's Talk with Baduske. That's where you can click, follow, and leave comments and all that stuff. So how are you doing personally, though?
I'm doing pretty well. I work at a hotel in Fisherman's Wharf. I get pretty busy. I have lots of assortment of friends here in the Bay Area and around the world. Let's see.
So everything's good, though?
Everything's good. It was very unfortunate that we lost our cousin, Richard.
I didn't get a chance to talk about that much last week.
Yeah.
This show has no limits.
Yeah. It made me tearful, too, because, unfortunately, I never got to take many pictures or photos with our cousin, unlike yourself.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's what you have right here.
Yeah.
What you have here and in here.
Yeah.
That was your cousin. That is still your cousin. Everything's good.
Yeah.
So
for a brief time, I was a child. I lived with him for a whole year, when I was a child, from when I was 10 years old.
Yeah. Well, if you don't know what happened, if people that don't know what happened, our cousin Richard passed away in mid-September of a horrible car accident in outer Las Vegas. We believe the report was he fell asleep at the wheel, and he was pretty much pronounced. He wasn't pronounced dead at the scene, but he had too much. There was too much oxygen in his brain, and life support had to be pulled. And it's an unfortunate accident.
Yeah.
It made me realize three things. There's three things that it made me realize. One, he was very close to me. Me and him grew up. We did so much together. He's only 3 years older than me. We always done everything.
Yeah.
One thing I realized that people always say it, but they don't really take it to heed when they say life is too short. You never know you never know what it's gonna tomorrow's not promised, right? So it made me realize that is true. That is 100% true because our cousin Richard was literally here one day, gone the next day. So it's pretty sad that happened. And two, the second thing that made me realize was, without our family, we don't have anything. We really don't. Friends come and go. Here's what I say. Here's a saying that I picked. I don't know where I picked it up. It was probably on one of these social media things. Blood makes you relatives, but love makes you family.
That's very true.
That's very true in the sense that it doesn't even have to be a blood person, someone that's related through blood. It could be someone that you grew up with, like my friend Joe and Mark. You know them. Everybody knows them.
Yeah. I forget their names I recognize their faces, but I always forget
which one's which.
Yeah.
Mark is actually my son Mateo's godfather.
Oh, cool.
And we went to his wedding a few months ago, but they're not related in blood sense, but they are my family.
Yeah.
I've known them for 30 plus years, and they're my family. And there's family members that are not even, I don't even talk to. I don't even know. And the final third thing I realized is, if you love somebody and you care about them, spend as much time as you can with them and let them know how much they mean to you. Yeah. Those are the three things. And, that's just a little thing that it really changed me. Three things that I've been really practicing on a lot lately. So, let's get to this Joker movie.
Okay.
So let me tell you, I haven't seen it yet. I heard all kinds of mixed reviews. I've seen people say it was the worst movie they ever seen. Mm-hmm. I've heard people say it's the best movie they've seen. Yes. I haven't talked to any of them. I've only seen it on social media. You saw it.
Yes.
Let me know what you think.
So about a couple weeks ago, I had a lot of friends who all wanted to see the Joker, and I opened up a little group with my group of friends who go to the movies with me a lot. So I decided to make up a group. I'd be like, hey, so y'all want to do the Joker? And about 10 people responded back to me, and they were like, yes. What time you want to do? So I set up on day, and I said for Friday, 8:30 show in downtown in Metreon, and it worked out really well. So I had the whole row to ourselves, practically, maybe like 5 other strangers sitting to our left, but practically row E over at the Metreon worked, and I only had about 2 people who couldn't make it last minute, but they said they'll eventually see it. I'm dedicating this to Michael and Pearl. But all my friends came. It worked successfully. Then I even had I met 2 other people that also became friends, like friends and family that we just recently talked about. But we saw the Joker. Overall, I want to say that Joaquin Phoenix will definitely get nominated for an Oscar.
Oh, he played that good of a role.
Yes, he did. He really eternalized his character of Arthur Fleck, which is the Joker's name.
Joker's real name. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know his real name.
Yes. So, in a sense, if you ever saw Taxi Driver. Yes.
Classic movie.
It had elements of that because it takes place, I don't know, you couldn't even tell it was Gotham, but in your heart, it's New York City, but they say it's Gotham. It takes place, I want to say it takes place in the late 70s, early 80s because of the clothes, the atmosphere. Right. Robert De Niro was playing had a small role in the movie.
Oh, did he?
He did. He played Murray. I know it's Murray, but I'm forgetting. But he was supposed to be like the Johnny Carson of Gotham City.
Oh, like he had a talk show?
Yes, he did.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So he had a little talk show on the in the city.
So we get into without spoiling anything, we get into the origin of what makes Arthur the Joker. We see that he has a mental disability, that he works really hard at his job, that he lives with his mother. Sorry if I'm spoiling it.
Don't spoil it. I just want. I mean,
overall, the aesthetic. If I had to rate it, it is about, I want to say 8 and 10 because
wow,
yeah,
high up, really that high up.
8 out of 10. I mean, it was really pretty much steady, but it became kind of
it wasn't slow at the beginning like some movies, or wasn't slow at the end.
It was kind of like creeping up. You kind of like knew that it was going to happen, and then there's this one particular scene, and it happened, and then you see him descend into the Joker. So that's all I'm going to say.
So basically, let me ask you this. I don't want to ask questions that are going to spoil the movie because I want to see it too. I don't want you to spoil it for me.
Okay.
Did you have to wait like hours before he became the Joker, or was it maybe good middle of the movie or the beginning or more towards the end? He became the Joker. You saw him in the costume, in the makeup, and in the purple suit and all that stuff.
It felt like you were seeing levels of him. Like, okay, level 1, this is who he was as a broken man, and then level 2, then it's like.
Oh, he evolved. He evolved throughout the show. It wasn't just like boom, boom, I'm the Joker. It was steps by steps. You saw it go. But you're telling me it was well written.
Yeah.
You said Joaquin Phoenix, who I am not a fan of, by the way, but he plays some good movies. He's not one of my favorite actors. Yeah, there's certain actors and actresses out there that I will go to see because of them. Then there's movies that I will not see because of certain like. I'm sorry. I don't like Tom Cruise movies. I think this guy, 5'0". I think he's a horrible actor. I think he's based on his looks. I think he's one of those actors. But Joaquin Phoenix is one of those neutral guys. Like, he's
been acting for over 30 years. I mean, he did take a break in the early 90s. I mean, I'm a movie buff. I remember him in Parenthood, the 1989 movie. He played Diane Weiss's younger son, Gary.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yes.
You are a movie buff.
Yes, I am.
So people don't know, my cousin Jennifer, she goes to movies, at least 2 to 3 times a week, right?
If I can. If you can. If I can.
She gets she does all these
screenings.
She gets free passes. She gave my soon-to-be ex-wife and I, we went and saw a movie that was actually pretty good. But that's what you do. I mean, that's your lifestyle. I mean, you love movies, and that's what I respect. Is like me, I love getting behind the mic and talking.
I also do volunteer when they have the San Francisco International Film Festival in April. For 1 year, I was actually a member. This is a yearly member. I mean, it's expensive, but it's worth it. I mean, you get to meet actors and. I get directors, writers, etc. You get to know everything about the business.
Hey, get inside, man! I got a couple ideas for some movies, man.
Yeah,
I got some movies in my head.
You got to like maybe have a story, maybe talk to someone who's pro in that department.
But they're gonna steal it.
Well, not the.
They'll steal it. They'll take it from me. Be like, I had this great idea, and they'll pitch it, and you'll be watching the movie that's my idea.
Well, you got to label. You got to label yourself, and you got to get like.
You got to have some level of trust too. Like this guy is.
Yes.
So it's people that, like I say, my cousin, she constantly goes to movies. She loves movies. She's a movie buff, movie fanatic.
Yeah.
So I take when people say, movie critics. Remember the old. Siskel and Ebert and the thumbs up, thumbs down, and all that stuff. I don't really pay attention to that. I really don't. I'm one of those people, like I said last week on my show, I like to experience things for myself. But if you're a credible person, you're someone that, like yourself, if people want to know about a movie, hit Jennifer up on Facebook, Twitter, whatever. What's your Twitter handle? You got a Twitter handle?
I do have a Twitter handle. My Twitter handle is Juniper, Juniper 728.
728, Jupiter 728. See, I didn't even know your Twitter handle. But
I also have an Instagram.
There you go.
But my Instagram is filled with a mixture of me meeting celebs at conventions, which we'll talk about in a moment, and a little bit basically my fun life. If you ever want to follow me on Instagram, it's Nerdy Jen. So that's NERDYJEN 728. Nerdy Jen 728.
Nerdy Jen. That's pretty funny. But that's, you know what? Today is society. Nerds are in.
Yes.
Nerds didn't mean what they meant when I was a kid. Yeah. If you're a nerd, you're being picked on, or you didn't have a lot of friends, or you weren't good at sports. Nowadays, nerds is a whole different term. The society has changed. You got hipsters that are nerds. You got, the techie world. And I wish my son was a nerd. He's a gamer. Well, he's
a gamer nerd. So
he's not really. He plays games, but he doesn't get paid for it or anything like that. But he likes playing games for a lot of hours.
Well, he could probably, if he wants to, he could probably get through Twitch. I don't know. I might have friends who could probably get him into that aspect if he's interested in that, but that's another story.
So, bottom line, Joker, you said 8 to 10. Yes. Joaquin Phoenix will definitely get at least nominated for Best Actor. What do you think about Best Film of the Year? You think that's going to be a tough one to get? That's really tough to get.
The Academy is trying to open up. They've been what's the word I would like to call it, snobby over the years.
That's a good word.